Hey guys, welcome to Shades Tube. I am going to let y'all hear my new intro song, guys. So hold on for a second. Let me go ahead and get it. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay. Let me go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. The entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. It will be in my comment area, and part of it is scrolling across that black banner right there. Okay, guys? All righty. If you guys enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs it up. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you share and leave a comment as well, guys. Let me change this thing real quick. I don't know what I'm over here doing. Y'all, let me put this back up here. So happy and blessed Tuesday. It is May 27th, 8:32 p.m. out here on the West Coast. I hope you guys had a good day today. I definitely did. It was a long day, though. I'm not going to lie. It was a long day, but I still had a good day. And happy born day to all of my May babies. And I hope you have a blessed birthday. All right? So let me go ahead and try to get this real quick, and then we're going to listen to this new intro for my channel. And I hope you guys like it. Let me know how you like it when I do it. Okay, so bear with me. Let me go ahead and get it real quick. I got to figure another way to do this. But until then, let's do it like this. Let me see. I hope this is it. Let me check to see first. What are the numbers on it? 002. I think this is it right here. Let me see. 527. Yeah, this is it. Let me just change it back. I think I may have to close it out and open it back up. Let me close it out and then open it back up. Let's go to inbox. I think this is it right here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up.
Here.
She's she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit. 5 on 10, Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tune, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tune, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
I am on a live. Goodness. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys like that. That's my new intro for my live. Thanks. in my outro as well. So I hope you guys liked it. Again, welcome to everybody in the bushes. Welcome to everybody who is watching us in the replay and over here in the chat. We have Jermaine in the place to be. What's up? What's up? What's up, Jermaine? He said, you are watching Shades Tube Late Night, the wildest mix of real talk and reckless fun. If you are feeling the vibe, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Want to show some love? Drop a super chat, become a member for $4.99 per month, or hit that cash out at $Shades Tube. And thank you guys so much. All right. So today, guys, this is day 10, I believe, of Diddy's trial. Okay. Let me go ahead and turn down my other background music. Let's put that on, the one that we normally put on, the one from StreamYard. Okay. Let's turn it down to 12. Okay. Hey, Most Hated, what's up? What's up? What's up? And you guys, let me let y'all know I'm eating this chicken bowl. Let me get a little. Let me see if I can show it to y'all. First, let me pull my shirt down. And y'all see it? So that's what I'm eating, okay? All right. So bear with me. This is a good boy. It has spinach in it and all types of stuff, you guys. So hey, Bronze. And thank you for tuning in. So let's see what's going on here with Diddy's recap for today. It's a big one, y'all. Damn. And like I said, I think this is day 10, okay? Day 10 of his trial. Let me go ahead and put the banner up for Diddy. This is day 10. All right. So anyway, guys, as of Tuesday, May the 27th, 2025, the federal criminal trial against Sean Diddy Combs is still ongoing in Manhattan. This marks the third week of testimony in the case, where he faces charges including racketeering, conspiracy, ex-trafficking, and transportation to engage in the P word. Of course, we know that Combs has pleaded not guilty. Now, today's proceedings featured significant testimony from Capricorn Clark, a former top aide to Sean Combs and former global brand director for Bad Boy Entertainment. Her testimony included kidnapping and threats. Clark testified that Combs threatened to unalive her on her first day of work and later kidnapped her at G Point in 2011 to join him in a plot to find and unalive rapper Kid Cudi. Combs was allegedly enraged because Cudi was dating Cassie, Combs' longtime girlfriend. Clark stated that during this incident, Combs ordered her, "Get dressed. We are going to unalive this ninja," referring to Cudi. The next one is assault on Cassie. Clark tearfully recounted witnessing Combs viciously assault Cassie. He kicked her with 100% full force to the legs and back as Cassie was curled in a fetal position and she was crying. Clark stated neither she nor Combs' bodyguard intervened and that her heart was breaking from seeing Cassie get hit like that. I'm going to stop right there because I'm trying to figure out how do these people stand there, sit there, and watch Combs, if he did this, beat this girl like that. What you got to say about that, Jermaine? Because you say you don't believe these people. What do you have to say about that? Me and bodyguards sat right there and watched. No one called the police. No one did anything. They just watched him beat the crap out of this girl, kick her, hit her, pull her hair, drag her. So Jermaine said, so is this the only DNA found at the scene of Kid Cudi's car belonging to Capricorn Clark? I think it's all lies. It must be. That's a chick. They said they found DNA of a chick. Maybe it's hers. Now Holmes could have had her do it. I don't know. I know one thing, if this is true, all these people standing around watching him doing this to this girl, especially like niggas who was really young, need their butts beat. Because how can you stand around and watch this man assault this chick like this? Kicking her, hitting her. Come on now. And Jermaine, you say you think it's all lies? Okay. So anyway, the next thing is a forced polygraph test. Clark also testified that early in her employment, after a diamond jury piece went missing, she was subjected to repeated polygraph tests over a 5-day period by a large man who allegedly threatened to throw her in the East River if she failed. So you mean to tell me that this lady came back to work after seeing all this stuff? She saw Sean Combs allegedly beat the crap out of Cassie. She said on the first day, he did something on the first day. I can't remember. Let's see. On the first day, she said that he threatened to unalive her. And that was the same day that he allegedly kidnapped her and had her go over to Kid Cudi so they can go over there and unalive him. Okay, so you mean to tell me you stuck around after all of that and you did not try to escape? You came back to work. When you left, you came back to work the next day. That's crazy. And then he subjected you to these polygraphs for about 5 days. Then a large man who did it, he said he would throw you in the East River if you failed the polygraph. Because some type of diamond jewelry went missing. So this lady still stayed working for Sean Combs after all this. And then you got the drug use. Clark mentioned witnessing Combs take ECSTASY in Molly about once a week and being asked to procure ECSTASY in that white stuff on multiple occasions. You know, COCAINE. All right. Okay. So all of this stuff combined, going to give him some drugs. You saw him beat the crap out of Cassie. A big old dude said he was going to throw you in the East River if the polygraph test was failed. They accused her of stealing the diamond jewelry. Holmes allegedly said he would unalive her if she didn't go to Kid Cudi's house with him. Why did she stay at this job, you guys? I keep asking the same question. Jermaine, what you think about that? We know that Cassie's mother, Dawn Richards, and Kid Cudi testified about Sean Diddy's alleged abuse, amongst other people did. Even in the civil lawsuits, people talked about his drug use. So we pretty much figured out that he probably was taking something. But still, I'm trying to still figure out where is the ex trafficking and the other thing. I forgot what the other one is called, with the intent to engage in the P word, the conspiracy and all that stuff. Where is this at? Hey, Tony Vance, happy and blessed Tuesday to you. Like I said before, you guys, this entire thing is starting to look more and more ridiculous. I'm seeing a a basic trial go on about domestic violence. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I don't understand. All of these people are getting up here being witnessed, but no one is saying anything that indicates that he was doing the stuff that they have him charged with. It's crazy. What do y'all think in the comment section? Do y'all think that Diddy engaged in ex trafficking, conspiracy, fraud, racketeering? And do you see anything that indicates that right now? Because I don't. Even other lawyers said they did not see this right now. We see domestic violence. We see that. We know that he's violent, allegedly. We know that he have done some other things, but we just don't see the other things. You say you do, Tony? So what do you see? And Jermaine said, at what point do these witnesses, victims, cease being victims and become enablers and accomplices? Right. But you know, some of them probably got immunity or something, like the one. Okay. And Jermaine said he don't. Tony, why do you see that there? Yeah, that could be, looked as ex trafficking. We went over that the other day, and we talked about that. That could be looked at that. But remember this: when they initially hired the Punisher, they told him he was coming to do a strip tease. Okay. And then Cassie told him she wanted him to be an erotic exy scene. That doesn't mean that X was involved, actual, entanglements. It could mean many different things. So that may be argumentative in the court of law, because they can easily say, that type of scene is just basically acting like you're going to do something, like when you're acting and things like that, just to get us in the mood so we can go and do our entanglement. They could easily say that, and then they can say some popped off and we all ended up, having an ORGY, if that's how you spell it. But the thing about it, and then they talk about the money, you can easily say he was paying him for his striptease. Well, it just depends on which way the defense attorneys take that. But ex trafficking can be, even if you're in the same state. It can be any area. We looked that up the other day. That's what it said. It doesn't have to be from a different state or country. It can be in the same area. And that was like something new, because I thought it had to be from a different state or something like that. So if you hire somebody, okay, I'm in Cali. I hire somebody from down the street to come over my house to have X, and I'm paying them. That can be looked at as ex trafficking, from my understanding, from what we read, the definition. And you said the GUNS and drugs too. What kind of, but what charges will stem from that? The GUNS could be, but if that's not, what would that fall on under? Because certainly, I don't think it's a RICO. Let me see something. They have to prove the RICO. Okay, let's see what the RICO is again. No. I'm spelling this wrong. Hold on. So the RICO, let's see. It's a series of criminal acts, including those like fraud, the bribery, extortion, and murder. Now, the extortion could possibly be, if this is true, when he told Cassie's mom that he would release some pictures unless she pay up that 20 grand, 10 grand or 20 grand. And then she allegedly had to take a loan out of her house. That's if that's true. Okay. But then he gave that money back to her in a couple of days when him and Cassie got back together. So his attorney could argue that he was just mad and that's why he did it. I don't know. And then it just depends on how they look at that when they hired the Punisher. Because when they initially hired the Punisher and they told him he was coming for a striptease, allegedly, and then he got there, and she says an extra scheme, and he did not know that he was going to do something extra. I don't know if they can look at that as fraud or not. I don't know for sure. Okay. Now the bribery, what did he do that constitute bribery? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of stuff. And they can't pin no orders on him at all. So I don't know. I just don't know. There's a lot of elements that you have to have in order to get a RICO. You got to have racketeering activity, an enterprise, a pattern of racketeering activity, a relationship between the enterprise and the racketeering activity. All right. So it's a lot of stuff that these elements have to be there. That's crazy. Jermaine said, I'm not a lawyer, but if I were a juror, there's no way I would vote to convict based on these charges. And why wouldn't you, Jermaine? While I eat my food. Okay, let me see something else real quick, y'all. I said, you answer yet, Jermaine? You need to type faster. And this is actually day 14, not day 10, okay? This is day 14. Of his trial, not day 10, Jermaine. So you said all we've gotten is a few text messages, a bitter ex and an ex-worker, and employees who, if anything, were involved to one degree or another. Because I'm still trying to figure out how they managed to be standing around watching him doing some things and they did not do anything, call the police, even if they were scared of him, okay? And they didn't want to intervene. Damn, can you call the police when you leave or something? Because he was allegedly hitting Cassie a lot. So even if they wouldn't have got him the first time, if they would have called the police and they came into their house, they would have saw those bruises on her. Well, I'm just reading what it says right here. It says Sean Diddy Combs trial recap, day 14. That's what it says. Okay. Some say day 10, some say day 14. I don't know which one to believe. Okay, so I mean, two different ones say two. I'm gonna show y'all because y'all think I'm tripping. Let me show y'all. After I get a bite of this, let me show y'all. Hold on. This is good, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Boss. Okay. Damn. So that's why I said that. Okay. Damn. So anyway, let me change that back to smack the crap out of Jermaine. Well, it's up there anyway, day 10. Let's see. Okay, it's back. So I'm about to slap you. So let's see what else they're saying here. Anything else that I missed? This lady started crying on stage too because of what she witnessed son do to Cassie, okay? But the thing is though, yeah, was she crying the day he did it? That's what I want to know. They said this was a very emotional cross-examination as defense attorneys questioned Clark about her desire to reconcile with Combs and to continue working with him. So if you are so afraid of this man, you saw him beating the crap out of Cassie. He threatened you. He also threatened to throw you off the East River. He did a polygraph for 5 days, accusing her of stealing, and he had her help him with Kid Cudi. Why would you be trying to reconcile with Holmes and continue working with him? Why? Why do you guys think she would do this if she was so afraid of him and she's crying up on the stand doing the most? So Mark Agnafilo said, "You want to work with him again?" Clark replied, "I wanted to work in the music industry." Okay, girl, it doesn't make a difference. You can go work with somebody else that's not doing all these things. So you mean to tell me you put your life in danger to the side because you wanted to continue to work in the music industry? So clearly, I don't see her being that scared, because there's no way, if I was scared of this man, that I would continue to work with him and try to make up with him and then trying to come back to work. That's crazy as hell. So this is her right here. Let me show y'all. This is a sketch. This is Mark Agnafilo questioning her and stuff, doing a false examination, okay? I'll show y'all. Now let's stop this, okay? Now, let's see what else we got going here. So let's see what else she said here. Let me see if she said anything. That's crazy. I was trying to see if they did anything else, if they put anything else up here for the cross-examination. I think she talked about Cassie too. I have that too. So I'm going to tell you guys about that in a minute, okay? And I don't know exactly, let's see. So when she took the stand, she testified about when she started with Combs, and I think we already went over that. She did say that Combs came to her apartment. He came to her apartment with a weapon, okay? He said, "Why didn't you tell me?" And she said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Who is Scott?" She said, "I don't know Scott." He said, "Kid Cudi." Then when she protested, Clark testified Combs, with his you-know-what in his hand, told her, "I don't give a freak what you want to do. Go get dressed." And this is what she looked like right here. Let me show y'all this sketch right here too. I'm still trying to figure out why would she still be want to work with this dude or work for this dude. These people are weird, okay? Then she said she was forced to join Combs and a bodyguard named Reuben to drive to Kid Cudi's house. Combs and Reuben had allegedly entered the house. Clark said she called Cassie to tell her about the break-ins, warning Cudi that he might get himself unalive if he tried to intervene. Later that day, Clark testified that Combs ordered her and the bodyguard to pick up Cassie and convince Cudi not to tell police Combs was involved in the break-ins at the house. So she said that he was involved in that. Then she alleged that Combs said, if you don't convince him, I'm going to unalive all of you MFers. Now, Clark recalls Combs telling her this, and then she returned with Cassie. Clark said Combs, standing in his robe in underwear, began to kick Cassie. That's crazy as hell. So he just started kicking this girl. She testified that Combs kicked Cassie repeatedly, and each kick she would crouch into more and more of a fetal position until she was all the way to the street. And they asked her, why didn't she intervene? She said, if I jump in it, he was going to F me up too. And, you know, honestly, I can understand it, but still, even when she left, I'm going to ask this question again. Why didn't she call the police? Or why didn't anyone call the police when they leave his house? There is no excuse for this, if this is true. Then she was breaking down on the witness stand. Clark told jurors she later called Cassie's mother and urged her to report Combs to the police. Why did she do it? She said, he's beating the shit out of your daughter. Please help her. I can't call the police, but you can. So why couldn't she call the police? But now she can go to the police and talk to them. So this was Combs, what he was looking like when she was testifying. Let me show y'all. Listen, if Combs is as dangerous as they try to say he is, wouldn't you still be concerned about him now even more so? Because he has more money, he probably has more power and farther reach. And just because he's in prison or jail, it doesn't mean he still can't have things done. So wouldn't you be even more scared now? Anyway, during the cross-examination, Clark, Combs' attorneys, excuse me, I'm sorry, I just read that wrong. During the cross-examination of Clark, Combs' attorneys tried to cast doubt on the former assistant's recollections of the events and suggested she accompany Combs and Reuben willingly. He said, you went because you were afraid he was going to do something stupid. And that's what Attorney Agnafilo said. And then she said, I went because he told me he didn't care that I didn't want to go. I did not want to go, and it was not my choice, sir. Still, I mean, I know she could have been forced, you know, if this is true. But still, after all of this was over and she got home, even if she waited 2 years later, why didn't she say anything to the police or anybody like that? Why now? Because if you were afraid of him back then, when he had a little less money, he didn't have as much power as he has now. How could you not be afraid of him now? Now, Clark told jurors that working for Combs was fast-paced, intense, and it required her to be have loyalty. So she was also forced to take a series of lie detector tests to prove she was not involved with the disappearance of that jury, like I just told you guys before. They also locked her inside, allegedly, the unfinished corporate headquarters of Combs Bad Boy Entertainment by a bodyguard nicknamed Uncle Paulie. They took her to the 6th floor of the building. Clark says she found a heavy-set gentleman who was chain smoking cigarettes and drinking black coffee. She said the man told her, I had been brought to the building to take a lie detector test to figure out what happened to the jury. If she flunked the test, she testified that the man told her they are going to throw her in the East River. But yet, and she said she was petrified, but she still continued to work for this damn man. Okay? And then, allegedly, she tried to, reconcile with him and come back. This is some crazy shit, y'all. She should be more afraid of Sean Combs now than she was back then. Because I promise you, he got more power. She said, I wanted to prove my innocence. I did not like the threats. Anyway, when she was allowed to return to work, Clark told the jury that Combs never mentioned the lie detector test or inquired where she had been. Now, again, during a cross-examination that hopscotched from time period to time period, Capricorn Clark testified she did not know the connection between Sean Combs and the large man. She remembered repeatedly giving her the lie detector test. She testified that Combs suspected her of stealing the jewelry, which had been loaned to Combs for his famous annual July 4th white party in the Hamptons. So defense attorney Mark Agnafilo said, you don't know what relationship he has to Mr. Combs? And then Clark responded that she did not know. So what do you guys think about all this? Well, anyway, this lady said she felt that she was somewhat of a protector for Puffy. Okay? Why? Because he had enough money to hire anybody he needed to protect them. Why did she feel like that? Anyway, while prosecutors sought to use Clark's testimony to highlight how Combs uses wealth, power, and employees to lead a criminal enterprise, defense attorneys attempted to undercut that narrative by highlighting messages that suggested Clark was eager to work for a man who held a singular position atop the worlds of music and culture. So once again, she broke down in tears and sobs when confronted by several emails she had sent to Combs. One is in 2014, and it said, hopefully you will forgive me soon. It's been long enough. I feel like you have forgiven everyone else but me. So if he is so damn scary, if he is so bad and he's making you feel uncomfortable, you're crying on the damn witness stand and stuff. I mean, why did she write this stuff to him? Why did she send him an email saying this? She said, hopefully you will forgive me soon. What does that mean? Okay, it's been long enough. I feel like you have forgiven everyone else but me. And this is in October. No, this is in 2014. Then she wrote another one in early 2015. She said, sending you blessings in love for a new year. If you are so scared of this damn man, that he's such a everything bad to you. Why are you sending him text messages? This is the same question I asked about a certain situation I'm experiencing. If you think that I'm trying to unalive you, why were you continuously trying to talk to me? It doesn't make no sense. And it's weird. It's very strange. And she crying and shit. But she wrote all these messages to him, asking for her job basically back, asking him why come he's taking so long to forgive her. He forgave everybody else except her and doing the most. And then she started calling another one on his birthday, November the 4th, 2015. She said, my hope for this year is that you make good on your promise to get over things and actually be my friend again. Why would you want to be friends with a dude that been kicking the hell out of Cassie, been beating Cassie's ass, interrogating you basically for all those damn days with a polygraph, made a threat and said, if you fail the polygraph, you're going to be in the East River. Okay? Then he allegedly made you go to Kid Cudi's house while they break in. Plus he said he will unalive you. So why would you write this message saying, my hope for this year is that you make good on your promise to get over things and actually be my friend again? Y'all, it's weird as hell. It doesn't make sense, okay? And then defense attorney Agnafilo kept asking her why she wanted to work with Holmes again. This lady says, I wanted my life back, sir. What? What? You're sitting up on the witness stand acting like your life was over because of all this stuff this man was doing, all these negative things. And you were afraid and you was petrified and it was intense. So you wanted your life back? That's why you was asking him? Your life was taken? Hell, you should have been celebrating. If you started beating the shit out of Cassie like that, he was threatening you. He had you doing a polygraph for 5 days with some big ass man in Bad Boys headquarters that wasn't even finished. You should have been grateful that he let you go. And you should have never been sending any text message or anything because you should be happy. What you mean I wanted my life back, sir? So Agnafilo asks, you want to work with him again? She said, I wanted to work in the music industry. Well, then go work in the music industry that does not involve working for him. Please. Yes, a protector for what? Who can she protect? This man had all that money. He can hire people to protect him. He don't need her to protect. But this is him in court right here. He looks like he's smiling right here. Because he know that's bullshit. So anyway, federal prosecutors resuming their questioning after that cross-examination suggested Clark's return to work for Combs because he messed up her attempts to try to work elsewhere in the music industry. So what? That doesn't mean you come back to the devil. That doesn't mean you come back to the devil, allegedly. You know, I'm saying devil because of what she's saying. We don't know if he is a devil or not. That's why we're going to use that word allegedly. It doesn't mean you come back to him. All right. So if he is messing up you in the music industry, well, then you may need to go into another line of work. And you certainly need to be going to tell the police still. One that Sean don't have anything to do with. She said he held all the power as it related to me while she was crying. The only reason he has so much power, if he had it, is because she allowed him to have that power. Okay? Point blank. If this man was doing all this stuff to Cassie, to her, and making her petrified and terrified, I don't give a damn if he would have blocked all the doors to the music industry. I would have been out of there. And I would have went and talked to the FBI or somebody other than the police there and let them know what he was doing and got my ass away from him anywhere in his vicinity. That's what I would have done. There's no way I would have wrote him no messages talking about, did you forgive me? Can you forgive me? And all this other bull crap. You want to come back. So you see all this stuff again? Because you want to be in the music industry? Girl, stop. Stop. Mm-mm. That is so weird to me. Even if this is true, it's still weird to me how she wanted to come back and this man, and she accuses this man of doing all these things. It's so damn weird. You said it's a clown show, nonsense, lies, and all lies. Okay. Let me get me a cucumber. Now let me see what else I got. That is crazy. Let me see what else I got, y'all. Hold on. So let's see here. So then she talked about Cassie. All right. They said she rips Cassie on stand, saying she is no Whitney or Mariah Carey. And I guess she was talking about her singing. So is this girl right here? Capricorn Clark? Because they made her look really trippy. These must be old pictures. Because, man, that sketch, she does not look like this now. Well, we know that Cassie is in the hospital right now, maybe giving birth to her baby. Okay, so blessings to her and her husband, and I hope she had a safe delivery and the baby is healthy and everything. So anyway, when she was being cross-examined by Diddy's defense attorney, Mark Agnafilo, she started telling the jury how their relationship changed over time. So this is her right here, all dressed up. So let me show y'all this picture right here, so y'all can see what she be really looking like. So these people be put on little fakery when they on that stand. So let me show y'all what she really look like. Hold on, back there. Yeah, this is her right here. What you say? I hope her and her husband have a healthy baby. Okay. You're a good Jermaine. So she used to be Cassie's manager. And then attorney Agnafilo asked her why they sometimes did not get along. So her and Cassie did not get along. Clark said in 2008, Cassie went from being a sweet model to a feisty girlfriend, getting more brave as her relationship with Diddy progressed. And then attorney Agnafilo asked Clark if she thought Cassie was talented, and Clark responded that Cassie had talent and was very beautiful, but was not talented. Okay. So this is a girl in 2011. Let me show y'all this picture of her. Hold on. I wonder if she used to, her and Diddy ever did anything. Is that the reason her and Cassie didn't get along? I don't know. So Clark called Cassie a studio musician who wasn't the greatest live performer. And for her, talented mean Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey. She also testified that Cassie was at times a hard worker, but told the jury Cassie preferred to be with her boyfriend, and that's Sean Diddy Combs. Remember when Cassie said that Sean kept her from advancing in the music industry, okay? But this lady has said that Cassie preferred to be with her boyfriend. She was a hard worker, but at times she was a hard worker, but she preferred to be with Diddy. Clark also said Diddy supported Cassie with all the components to make a star: producers, stylists, musicians, choreographers, and says from 2007 to 2012, Asst got more attention and resources than any other Bad Boy artist. Clark's testimony is still going on. As we have learned, Asst is in labor in the delivery unit, and that was earlier today. Okay. So somebody said this is not an ex trafficking case. It is an abuse case. Diddy had a traveling ex going from city to city with freak-offs, and Cassie was a willing participant of these freak-offs. She likes the money, clothes, and fame that she was afforded for being Diddy's #1 girl. But what she did not like, in my opinion, I don't know if this is facts, Cassie used to be pissed about all Diddy's women, and Cassie wanted to be #1. Okay, period. I believe Cassie wanted to get married and wanted a child and everything with Diddy. Okay, and he was too busy parading her around and just doing freak-offs, and she did not like that. She probably liked it at first, and then later on, it changed because he wasn't moving toward the way she wanted him to move. And she probably thought by doing those freak-offs, it would encourage him to move toward getting married and having children together. Okay, that's what I really think this is about. Look, she just was talented as some of these people out now. Okay, the song she put out sound pretty good, Me and You. So I mean, she does not have to be a Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston to make it out there. Okay, there's a lot of people out here that are not Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston or any other really good singer. Okay, there's a lot of people out there like that. Somebody said you are not forced to do anything when you have the option to go to the police. And then somebody said she did 10 years later. If somebody's doing all these things to you, you don't go to the police 10 years later. You may not go the same day, but eventually you go. I'm sorry. Okay? You are silly. Let's see what else they said. Somebody said she's trying to help Diddy. The worst thing it could have done was assault Cassie in that hotel, because the video explains itself, and that is their smoking GUN. They are going to look at that and try to hold them guilty for every other accusation he has against him, which is not fair. You judge each actualization on an individual basis. Somebody says he on trial for being a woman beater or ex-trafficker. This is more of like an abuse, the DM trial. That's what it seems like to me. Yeah, we know more about Diddy than we need to know. They even told us that Diddy liked to eat cheeseburgers with applesauce, okay? And he couldn't get the applesauce with the cheeseburger for the holiday. But that's disgusting. Who the hell eats a cheeseburger with applesauce? Ugh. Probably so, but honestly, I don't condone men beating women, period. Unless it's self-defense or, he need to get her ass because she beating the kids and trying to unalive the kids or something. But I think she did deserve some money for what he did in the hotel. But when she got the money, though, I'm thinking that you would not be, going up on the trial. I mean, on the stand, testifying and stuff like that. Especially when you get $20 million. Somebody said, ex trafficker. So many dumb people on this thread who don't know the difference between trafficking and abuse. Doesn't matter if Cassie dated Diddy, she was trafficking. I don't think so. Where do you see trafficking at with Cassie? First of all, she was willingly there um, for a lot of things. And she also willingly participated in a lot of freak offs. And she also wrote messages talking about the freak off and what she was going to do with this dude and the freak offs and them planning it and organizing it. So I don't see no ex trafficking with Cassie at all. And of course, ex trafficking is a form of abuse, but the thing is, you have to prove that he's doing ex trafficking, okay? Period. Let's see what that is. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me mute this real quick. My allergies start messing up. Let's look up the definition for ex trafficking real quick, all right? Because these people up here arguing over the meaning of stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. And then I want to tell y'all what Suge Knight said too. Hold on. Let me get that story. Hold on, let's see. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. So that is the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another for the purpose of extra exploitation. I don't see that with Cassie, you guys. What are y'all talking about? I don't see that. Now, if he did some of these things that, what's that girl name? Allie said, and all these other people, and they got proof of that, then that could be ex trafficking. He didn't ex traffic Cassie for the purpose of extra exploitation. They was into that freaky stuff together. And then eventually Cassie got tired probably of it. And she probably got tired of it because he would not do the other things that she wanted him to do, get married, have a child. Okay? And she was willing. Now, I don't know if she was willing every single time, but some of the times that we talked about, in this live, according to, the messages and other things, she was a willing participant in those times. Now, the one where she said she told him not to, and he proceeded to do stuff, that could be looked at as, I don't think, not no ex trafficking, that could be looked at as great. Just like allegedly when she went to have a breakup dinner and he raped her allegedly at her place, that could be looked at as great. That's not ex trafficking. Okay, I don't believe he engaged with that with her. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know for sure, but I just don't. When they were doing the orgy type things, that's what those are, orgies, right? She was planning some of this with him. She was willing. Did y'all look at those text messages? Come on now. We don't know about every time because she said they did it hundreds of times. So sometimes she probably wasn't, but that's still, I don't still see that as being ex trafficking. It may be great or something like that, but not no ex trafficking. What else we got here? So day 26, Q gets emotional while describing a disturbing encounter with Diddy. Let's see what he's saying. Now, he wasn't there on the stand. This just came up. So let's see here. So he opened up about a time when Combs allegedly instructed Q's then girlfriend, Dawn Richard, to give him a pill he thought was ECSTASY. Unbeknownst to Q, it was actually a horse tranquilizer that made him blank out or black out. He said within like 20 minutes, I knocked out and blacked out. I woke up in the twins' bedroom in the basement, and I woke up out of my sleep screaming very, very loud. I woke up in their bed, two cameras filming me, and they were laughing as I woke up out of my sleep screaming. And it felt like I'm not going to cry. It felt very sacrificial. That's what I meant when I said I felt like they were trying to hurt me, or Diddy was trying to maybe sacrifice me that night. Okay, so that was a recent interview he had with Vlad TV. And he burst into tears when he recalled the same alleged situation. Okay. So that's crazy. Okay, so that was the first time I heard that right there. So that's what he said he did. He said he felt like they were trying to sacrifice him. And he said that they gave him a horse tranquilizer. So if that's true, that's some hot ass mess shit, for real, for real. And like I said, I don't know if all of these accusations or allegations are true or not. But I do feel like some could be, but then at the same time, I also feel like some people are not telling the 100% truth, period. So let's see what else at the trial. Let's see. So I think we covered everything. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did. We covered all that. So let me tell you guys what Suge Knight said. He spoke out on Capricorn's Clark's testimony against Diddy. He said she was scared, pressured, and helpless. Well, y'all know he does not. Thank you, Black Vigilance. Y'all make sure y'all show Black Vigilance some love and support. Now, y'all know that him and Diddy don't necessarily like each other, okay? So let's see. So he definitely spoke out in support of Capricorn Clark, okay, following her emotional testimony regarding Diddy, all right? Let's see what he said. So anyway, Knight, who confirmed he had spoken with Clark around the time of the alleged 2004 incident. Let's see. He said she was scared, afraid, pressured, and helpless. And he said that Clark believed Diddy would act on the threat. Okay, so that's what. So again, Suge said that she was scared, afraid, pressured, and helpless. And she believed that Diddy would act on the threat. And he also said her account aligns with what she told him at that time. All right. That's what Suge Knight said. And I still ask this question again. If all these people knew that this man was doing all these things, why didn't anyone contact the police? Maybe not the New York police, but somewhere else or something. I know they don't have any jurisdiction, but hell, the FBI, somebody, because he was just doing a lot of these allegations are true. So you said, okay, you didn't say anything else. Okay. I'm just looking at something real quick, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so I was looking at the new contagious CD19 variant. Okay, that's what I was reading about. All right. Okay, let's see here. So I think that's it with this coverage. I think I covered everything with Diddy's day 10 trial. Day 10 of his trial. That's what I meant to say. So I guess tomorrow, I don't know if Capricorn Clark will be back on the stand tomorrow. I think she will be. I'm not sure. But of course, I'll do the recap again tomorrow and keep you guys abreast of everything that happened in the courtroom. But I think I did cover everything regarding this case. So what do you guys think, Jermaine? Who do you think will be the next witness? There's a lot of food, y'all. It's probably going to be some more ex-workers. And probably, it may be AK. Probably not tomorrow, but probably in the future. She's probably going to be up there, maybe. But so far, y'all, it just looked like a domestic violence case to me. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. With maybe some great charges, you know, but I don't see a whole RICO. I just don't. Or ex trafficking. I really just don't. Could be, but I'm just telling you guys, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know who's. Let me see if I can find out real quick who's testifying tomorrow. I know Capricorn, I think, is. Okay. Hold on. I think she definitely is. Oh, let's see this. Oh, yeah. Let's see if they can tell me who's testifying. Hold on, let me check this to see. Let's see here. So, Capricorn Clark testimony will continue tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 28th, 2025. And they said that a witness list for each day is not always publicly detailed in advance. It is common for a witness who is still on the stand at the end of a court day to resume their testimony the next day. So they think that Capricorn Clark will continue her testimony on Wednesday. And they did not mention any other names for Wednesday, but it could be somebody else. Okay, so we just have to wait to see. You know, I don't know what other questions they can be asking Capricorn Clark, but I guess there's a lot of other questions and stuff like that. I don't know, but I'll definitely keep you guys abreast of that situation. Okay, okay. So let's move off of this. It was another topic that I wanted to discuss with you guys today, and it's about supermarkets. I was about to say restaurants. Okay, so I was watching this video, and I'm going to show you guys this video, and it's about supermarkets. Okay, and then once I show you guys the video, then we'll talk about it. Okay, so let me go ahead and change all of this. Let me take Diddy's trial thing down. Mercedes. Hold on, let me see. Now this is all allegedly, but I don't know. You know, let's see. I'm about to say restaurants as supermarkets. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this briefly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let me go ahead and show y'all this video real quick. Hold on, let me find it. I got to get it. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Here it is, right here. Wait. Let me turn that music off. Wait, I gotta turn it up.
That's why he secretly recorded his supervisor admitting tampering with best before dates is industry standard. Every store does the same thing. All the other stores do the same. At his home, Safari demonstrates what he says is done at work. He takes cheesecakes weeks past their best before dates, adds new toppings, and sells as fresh. I decorated and I'm selling expired stuff for. In a national online call-out, Marketplace hears from grocery workers at smaller stores and big chains, sharing stories of food tampering. He used to work in a Toronto area supermarket. He shows us how he was told to give old meat new life. It's like this. We would dabble in a little bit of blood, throw it into the meat mincer with some redder meats, and then all together it would make it look red. And then we put it back up on the shelf. At the University of Guelph, a microbiologist simulated what grocery insiders told us they do. He discovered toxins and bacteria linked to serious illness. He says he was forced to make old food look fresh. That's why he secretly recorded his supervisor admitting tampering with best before dates is industry standard. Every store does the same thing. All the other stores do the same.
Okay. So as you guys saw, in this video, they were talking about how supermarkets allegedly take old foods and mix them up and take things off of them. Like, for example, taking the frosting top layer off and then put new frosting, new whatever on it to make it look, new. And also mix it in with new stuff and then sell it. The same thing with meats. And I think that's crazy. How many times have you been to a supermarket, right? And you look at the meat and you see the top part of the meat look fresh. And then you start looking at the other parts of the meat and the meat does not look as fresh. I'm telling you straight up, it makes you wonder if these supermarkets are actually doing this. Now, in this video right here, the full video, he said that allegedly all of the supermarkets are doing this. And then you wonder why people get sick sometimes from eating these foods. They are mixing old foods with new foods and then passing it off as new. I don't understand why they just don't sell the old food, but let people know that it's old and just reduce the price. Because some people will still buy stuff. Now, I'm not talking about some food that's really old. I'm saying how sometimes they have food and they can't keep it out after best by a certain date is already, gone. Some stores do still have that food up there though, because I have seen it and bought it by mistake. You know what I'm saying? But basically they don't want to be leaving stuff up there like that, especially like meats and stuff. So I'm saying what if they did just, what if they did not mix it with new food and try to pass off the new food and they just sell the old stuff as long as it's not too old and just reduce the price and maybe, put some clause in there where consumers cannot take them to court if they get sick or whatever the case is. But you shouldn't get sick if the food is not, the meats are not that old or anything. Like if it was 2 or 3 days past the date, the used before date, then I don't see it getting you sick. Of course, you wouldn't do some meat like that's been out there for 7 days or something like that. But I don't understand why they don't do that. Or why don't they use that food, you know what I'm saying, and feed the homeless people and things like that. It's crazy. You said that you figured they were doing stuff like this? Okay, hold on. Let me see what else we found on this. This is crazy. Let me see if I can show any TikTok videos without this damn thing freezing up. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Because y'all know this damn thing be freezing up. Hold on for a second. Let me go over here and look and see if I can do this without doing it. But it's crazy. Can y'all still hear me? Wait a minute. Let me see if y'all can still hear me. Can you hear me, Jermaine? Just say yes or no. But it's crazy how, they're doing this. And I didn't even think, honestly, I kind of believed that they was doing this with meats. But with cheesecakes and cakes and things like that, I mean, that is crazy. Just to think of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why that shit be hard. It be soft on the top and then it get hard in between. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me type this real quick. Hold on, y'all. It's crazy how they do that when they can just put that food out there at a reduced price, but they try to be greedy. I think this is it right here. Let me let y'all see a clear video if it don't go off. Okay, let's see this. Let me see if I can do it like this and let y'all see it. I think this is a clear one that y'all can see. Let me mute this real quick. And hold it for 1 second too. Okay, let me go ahead and do this. Present, share screen. Hopefully it don't be acting stupid, y'all. Let's see. Let's see if we can watch this real quick. Y'all see this? Yeah, y'all, hold on. Let me stop share. Let me do it one more time. Told you this damn thing be acting up all the time. That's why I be showing it from my phone because it always acting up. Let me see. Let's see if we can do it again. Hold on. Let me do it one more time. Let's present. Jermaine, I'm going to have to do that thing you did to yours. Let's see. Let's see. Share. Let's see if it'll go through this time. Can y'all see it? I don't know why it's not sharing on the thing. I don't understand why it's not sharing. Let me see what page is this on. Oh, there it is right there. Let's see.
In a national online call-out, Marketplace hears from grocery
Let me
four
read
dates
it.
is
Now let's do
industry
it.
standard.
Every store does the same thing. All the other stores do the same.
At his home, Safari demonstrates what he
It does that. All right. It won't stay on. I tried to show it, guys. I really did. And I don't know why this thing always does that. Let me try one more. You didn't see it all, Jermaine. Let me see if I can do another one real quick. Hold on, guys. I don't know why. I think something is wrong with my computer. I'm gonna have to go in there and look at it. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let's see. I was trying to show y'all. So let me show y'all this one right here. No, I can't show y'all this one. Actually, I can by turning down the volume. Let's see where's the volume at on here. Okay, let's see if I can show this without them tripping. Let's see if we can show this. I took the music off, okay? Just to let y'all just see. Let's see if it'll come up. How they recycle old meat and to make a new burger with old meat. So just watch this. They got music playing in the background, so that's why I don't have it on. So they use old meat with new meat to make it look like it's fresh. So I'm guessing they probably used just a little bit of new meat on the outside, on the top. And then they used all the old meat where you can barely see it. And then they sell it. That's nasty. That is very nasty, you guys. All right, let me go back and see what else we got here. You know why we can't play that other video? Let's see. Let's look at this one right quick, okay? And surprisingly, this is
Fresh.
all new
That's
stuff.
why he secretly recorded his supervisor admitting
This is the
tampering
same. Let me
with
see the play on here.
days is industry standard.
Every store does the same.
For
I don't know why they won't let that video play on here, okay? But you saw it on my phone where he said they take old cheesecake and mix it with new cheesecake. And he said that they take the top layer off, right? And then he put new frosting and stuff on it to make it look like it's fresh, all right? And then they sell it as new. And then with the meat, the man said they mix it in with the old meat, a little bit with some new meat, and they put it in the blood or something, and they mince it or some shit, and then, you know, form it, all that, and then put it out there as if it's new meat. That's really crazy, you guys. I mean, you heard them say that they found certain bacteria, I believe, in the meats when they do that in food. So it's not something that they should be doing, especially using very old food. It doesn't even make any sense. Let me see if I can pull open the other one without them not showing it. I don't know why they keep on doing that. Let's see what else we got. And look, these people right here done put damn new labels on the meat. Hold on. Stop this so I can share. Let me share. Present, share screen. Share screen. Let's see, mix this and this. Let's see if they'll let us see this real quick.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina was trying to sell old meat with new labels. Meat cutter snatches meat from customer. This is awful.
It says $12.32.
I'm sorry, we don't do that here.
He just came and took the meat from
Yeah,
me.
because you're not supposed to broadcast this
Well,
stuff.
they're
I understand
double
that, but what
ticketed.
you're doing is against our policy, so we can't allow you to do it. So, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. And please don't film
Then
me.
you should go away from me.
This meat department in Winston-Salem, North Carolina was trying to sell old meat with new labels.
That's great.
Meat cutter snatches meat from customer. This is awful.
It says $12.32.
I'm sorry, we don't do that here.
He just came and took the meat from me.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to broadcast this
Well,
stuff.
they're
I understand
double
that, but what
ticketed.
you're doing is against our policy, so we can't allow you to do it. So, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Y'all,
Please
that's
don't
crazy.
film me.
Then you should go.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Let's see what else they got. Another one, relabeling old food. And just think like this, guys. We're in here paying all this money, okay? All this money. And they are doing this type of stuff with the foods. And then passing it off as being new. Let's look at this one right here real quick.
Okay, so this is part 2 of exposing grocery stores. So as I showed y'all before, what we do is called reworking. So we taking out the moldy stuff in here, throwing it away, and then putting it, saving some of it in here, or it go back on the floor. So, you know,
That's nasty.
you have like this, nasty, moldy, throw it away, and then the rest, sometimes we put it on the floor, or we put it in this, and this becomes this.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew
For
it.
way more money.
How did that never compute in my mind, bro? No wonder they sell these.
Yeah,
It's the leftover fruit, the old fruit. Oh my god, guys! Like we gotta do something about this. Like what I thought, right? When I would see these boxes, I was like, oh, they want to give you a bundle with all types of fruits in one box. But that was never the case, bro. It's just old fruit. Oh my god, bro! They psyoped us. And if you think about it, the fruit still technically has mold. Like it has mold, but you can't see it. Man, guys, this is crazy.
Okay, so this is part 2 of exposing grocery stores. So as I showed y'all before, what we do is called reworking. So we take.
Let me tell y'all, and then you wonder, hold on, and then you wonder why you would get sick sometimes when you're eating foods. They're putting up old moldy shit up there, mixing it in, with new stuff, or they're taking out the mildew or whatever, the mold. I mean, not mildew, the moldy stuff out, and then they're putting it into a separate container with new stuff, with a couple of new things, but then you still got the old stuff with it. And then so that's why sometimes when you buy that fruit, you'll see old pieces in there. The same thing with the veggies. I won't be buying that again. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. And as far as meat, I suggest that we look at that damn meat very well, because a lot of times you can see where it's turning brown and looks old and things like that. Just don't buy it at all. Now let me tell y'all. Let me see if I can find a video what type of things you can get from eating old ass food like that. How nasty that can be and dangerous at the same time. Let me see here. Hold on, y'all. I got so much shit in the way, guys. Let's see if I can pull up the video I was watching earlier. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me see if they can have anything. Let's see. I don't know if I can find that video again. Let's see. And they got a whole, you see, they have a lot of, let's look at this one. A lot of.
Be careful.
Got some fresh beef meats from New World. New World. And this is the quality of the meat that they're given.
See, that's nasty, y'all. Damn.
Bits inside the meat. There's plastic everywhere. You see little plastic pieces in the meat, and the meat is discolored. This means the meat is going off. This is actually how the color of the meat should be. This means the meat is going off. So this is not the first pieces of plastic we've found inside this.
It's nasty.
You can see there's plastic everywhere. So guys, when you're buying meat, especially from New World, please be very, very careful. This is not the first time that this has happened. And they always pass it off as like, oh, this or that, or make some lame excuse. Look, there's plastic in here. Right there. Plastic in the meat. There's plastic in the meat.
And where's the plastic coming from when they repackage it?
Companies need to be held accountable. Plastic in the meat.
And you're putting that in your body.
Look, plastic again here. There's so much plastic in the meat.
That's crazy.
Plastic here.
Look at all that plastic.
Look at that, guys.
And the meat is old.
Plastic in the meat again.
You can't even trust stuff now these days, you guys. That's sad.
It's not the first time that this has happened. The meat is discolored.
Look at
It
that.
looks
That's
like
because it's
it's been
old with
washed.
new meat.
How disgusting is that? Just a shame. These companies need to be held fucking accountable.
They definitely do.
Plastic again here.
Look at that. That's nasty, you guys. And the thing about, let me stop this real quick. And the thing about it, guys, is that we consumers, we need to start saying things. Okay, we got to stop letting these people sell us this old food, do all this weird shit they're doing. It's time for us to start speaking up. Okay, like a lot of content creators, you know, when you're online and you're talking about other things at times, some things that are not that important, you need to address things like this because they are secretly poisoning us. Do you know what plastic can do? Do you know what plastic? What am I talking about? Plastic can do on the inside of your body. Do you know what that can do? Okay, but let me first tell you this right here. Eating spoiled meat can lead to many foodborne illnesses caused by various bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and just a whole bunch of other things. All right, look at these names. Right, I can't even pronounce the other ones. So I'm just going to show it to you guys, okay? In 1 minute. Look at all that right there. Y'all see all those things? Let me stop sharing so we can see it. You see all this right here? And these things can cause serious illnesses like diarrhea, stomach cramps, all types of stuff. And they are mixing old ass food, brown meats with plastic inside of it. And the meat itself looks nasty. That's why I said we got to be, as consumers, we definitely have to pay attention and say something when we get meats like this. They're selling old ass meats, right, for the same high ass price. I don't understand why they do that when they can just sell the old meat and reduce the price, and people who want to eat that, they can pick it up and eat it as long as it's not too old. Okay, now let me tell you what plastic can do. Let's see here. And they claim it does not cause any harm. But let me tell you something, y'all. Y'all know I do not believe that. If you have a lot of plastic in you from eating small particles of plastic and foods and shit, I just do not believe it can't do something, you know, in the long run. So they talk about this microplastic. So this one right here may be a little different. I'm not sure. But I know the microplastics can cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and cellular damage in the human body. Let's see what they're talking about right here. But a little plastic in your food, they claim it won't do anything. I guess you would probably have to consume a lot of that. Okay, I guess you would have to consume a lot of that. But I don't know for sure because some plastics do have that chemical BPA or BPS in it. And they said that can disrupt hormones and have been linked to various health issues, including certain cancers. And they said plastics can also contain carcinogenic substances, increasing the risk of developing cancer. Okay, so for me, I don't want to be consuming, you know, no plastic inside of my foods, just like I don't want to be eating old food mixed in with the new foods. Okay, you know, and they doing it not just with meats, they're doing it with bakery products. All right, so you got to be cautious when you buy that now. You know, you got to be cautious when you buy the little vegetables in the containers now, the fruit. You got to be cautious because they could be mixing, they could be pouring out, throwing away the molded fruits, and then they could be keeping the rest of the fruit and then put a little new fruit in there, and then they put it out there and sell it. Okay, and I'm just thinking that the molded fruit may have contaminated the other fruit. Okay, so I mean, that's crazy. I don't understand why they do. Why I do because of money, but still, I don't understand how they could, feel okay with themselves for feeding this mess to people. This is not right. And as consumers, hey J4, what's up? What's up? What's up? Happy and blessed Tuesday to you, aka Wednesday. It is not also known as Wednesday, but it's Wednesday wherever you're at. But like I just said, I don't know how they can live with themselves, you know, feeding this mess. But as consumers, though, we need to make sure that our food is safe. And we need to make sure we're really paying attention at the supermarkets. And when we do get food, say we bring it home and we get meats like that, then you need to take it back to the damn store and get your money and let them know this looks like old food mixed in with new food. And I would just suggest be cautious when you buy bakery stuff. Now that we saw that tonight, at least we tried to see it, where the man said they cut off the old parts and then put a new layer of frosting on it or whatever, and then sell the old cake to you guys. That's why you can get a cake right, and then soft on the top, and then in the middle parts is old. It's not soft, it's hard, and that's the reason why it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they be doing. It wouldn't even surprise me if they didn't do bread like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Bread, fruit, veggies, all that stuff. It wouldn't even surprise me. Fresh veggies, all that type of stuff. It's easy to change it and add and things like that and still sell it to us and stuff, which is plainly crazy. So y'all tell me what y'all think about that. You can look up a lot of videos on YouTube as well as on TikTok. And you can also research a lot of information yourself and find out all about that, how some of these supermarkets are doing that. It's so many articles on that. It's plain and ridiculous. And I just want to tell you guys that to keep you abreast of these type of things as well. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see what else we got here, y'all, before we get ready to leave. Okay, let's see what this is. So let me give y'all some breaking news and we're going to get out of here, okay, guys? I've been on here for how long now? An hour and 38 minutes. So let me give y'all a couple of breaking news and we are leaving, all right, after this. And I want to let y'all hear my song again, my new intro and outro. All right, so let's do a little breaking news real quick. So, y'all, I did not get any more updates on that chick that I was talking about, the missing lady, Alexis Carter. We could not find any more information on her. However, I told y'all yesterday that Jermaine did see some recent tweets. So we don't know for sure if this is some type of hoax or what, you know what I'm saying, or somebody using her page or what. But we haven't seen any more updated information on her. Nothing from her parents. They did, like I said yesterday, they did not put up a contact number to contact the police in that area. So that right there, makes me think that it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's some kind of joke. So again, we did not find any other updated information regarding Alexis Carter. All right. And I'll still be looking and I will let you guys know if we see any updates or if we know for sure it's a hoax. All right. So R&B legend D'Angelo cancels major upcoming show due to medical issues following surgery. All right. So I did not know he had surgery. So he said, it is with the deepest of regret that I must cancel my performance at the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia next weekend. Okay. So D'Angelo is 51 years old now. He said, but due to an unforeseen medical delay regarding surgery I had earlier this year, I have been advised by my team of specialists that the performance this weekend could further complicate matters. And as what type of surgery he's talking about, we do not know. But we are sending our love and support and prayers out to D'Angelo, and hopefully he makes a full, continue to make a full recovery. And then he can go ahead and do whatever concerts he needs to do. All right. And the guy from Duck Dynasty, he passed on. Let me see what's his name. I forgot his name. Jermaine, you know his name? I forgot his name. I think his name is Phil. He passed away on May the 25th, okay? Let's see what he had. He was 79 years old. It's this guy right here. Thanks, Jermaine. Phil Robertson. So I watched this show a couple times, so I do know who this is. It used to be very entertaining. You know what I'm saying, back in the day. Okay, let's see what he had. I can't remember what happened. Let's see. He died. He passed on Sunday, okay? He had Alzheimer's, okay? So he was battling that. And his family announced his diagnosis in December 2024. He was in the early stages then. But unfortunately, he passed away, like I said, on the 25th. I guess from that at age 79. All right. So my condolences are expressed out to his family and friends and fans. And my prayers are sent out to everybody as well. And may he rest in peace. All right, so let's see what else we got here in the news. Let's see what else. There was something I wanted to tell you guys about. Hold on. All right, okay, let's see. Hold on, let me look on here and get it, you guys. Hold on. Take this tape off. Oh, I think I showed y'all this other video. Yeah, I did. Let me show y'all this right here. Let me tell y'all about this right here. Hold on. I did show y'all this other video. And I didn't get any updated information on the mom who unalived her two twins in the oven either. Okay. Let's see. Where's the other story? Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I can find this. And I think they caught two more of those escapees. I think it's only one more that's still left now. If they may have caught him too. I think it was two more the last time that I looked. So they might have caught that other two as well. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. And George Floyd's daughter, you guys. Hold on. Damn, this damn thing went off the page. His daughter faces taunts from classmates about her father's unaliving, which is crazy, okay? So let's see. So they said she's been subjected to bullying at school over her dad's unaliving. That's crazy, you guys. She's only 11 years old, okay? And they said she's getting messed with by MAGA conservatives who are calling for her father's killer to be pardoned. They tease her at school. They know about her father and the nasty things bad people say about him, so they repeat those words. That's sad. And the thing about it, you know, when you have kids doing this to your children, I honestly feel like if talking to the principal does not stop that, I honestly feel like parents should just remove their kids from that school. Because can you imagine a child is sitting there in class, going to school each day, and these kids are messing with her and talking about her dad? The mom, I guess, was saying, do I run up to the school and act like who did what? Or do I let her fight her own battle? I don't want her to feel like she's by herself, but I want her to be able to stand on her own 2 feet. it's fine to let your kids stand on their own 2 feet. But in regards to something like this, though, I really do think that, once the parent talks to the principal and it doesn't stop, then I just honestly, if it was me, my child wouldn't be going to that school because it's plain ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I just would not even be tolerating that. Let's see what some of these people are saying in the comment section. Somebody said these kids bullying her have been taught by their parents, and families hate. Okay. And I'm like, she got a whole novella here, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But the thing is, listen, it doesn't matter about what crimes her dad could have done or whatever the case is. The thing is that everything that happened to him was uncalled for, period. Okay. And if these kids are messing with her at school, once the parents or whoever is over her or whatever, her guardian, go to the school and report it and ask the principal to control it, if they're not doing that, I would just take my child out of that school, okay? Because it's not even worth it. She'll still know how to stand on her own 2 feet, okay, point blank. But you got to let kids know that you are their protector. And when kids are bullying them too much and things like that, and especially in this type of situation right here, I just don't feel like that, the child should still be in that school. I just really don't. Unless the principal can make those kids stop. And I doubt they will probably be able to do that. They probably won't be able to do that. Somebody said people are evil. They need to let that child live her life. She is not responsible for anything. Leave children out of stuff like this. The thing about it, what is everybody talking about? What George Floyd did in his life, that was his problem. You know what I'm saying? What happened to him was uncalled for, okay? Regardless of whatever he did, period. All right? And for these kids to be running around bullying this girl because of this, they need their little asses spanked because it doesn't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? If my child was doing that, I would spank my child. You know what I'm saying? And let them know you do not bully someone because of the situation that went on with their dad or whatever the case is. And him getting a knee put on his neck and stuff and all that, that does not have anything to do with all the whatever crime he might have done. It's just plain ridiculous. A lot of excessive force was used that day, and it's just plain ridiculous. And these kids need to be in trouble for bullying her, point blank. Somebody said, what the hell are you talking about? About the man was not a criminal, but the ordering cop is, but okay to do so by wearing a badge. Who is raising the cruel kids? The thing about it is, like I just said, the cop who put his knee over the guy, on the guy's neck, that was uncalled for. It was excessive force, and that's just the end of the story. The other cops that were standing around watching, they shouldn't have been just doing that either. Okay, whatever criminal acts this man did before in his life, and what they thought or whatever case is, it still did not constitute them doing what they did, the police officers, point blank. Just like these kids' actions should not have been, it shouldn't be done, period. They need to be held accountable, suspended from school or whatever. And I honestly still say the girl's parents or guardians should remove her from that school. Which, you should want to make sure your child, have a normal life. You understand what I'm saying? If kids are messing with them, bullying them, you got to do something about it. Because these days, these kids, take their own lives because of that. They can go back to school and take other people's lives. Just all types of stuff can, happen from that. So as parents, we need to make sure that our kids are safe and do what we need to do to make sure, they are in a safe environment, point blank. Somebody said, tragic how he passed on, but the man was a criminal with a record, not a role model. So what? Okay, it doesn't mean that he still deserved what happened to him. And then this lady said, then the other person came back and said, so because he was a criminal with a record, he deserved to be unalive. And then the other person said, no, but he doesn't need to be made out as a hero either. Then that other person came back and said, who the F made him out to be a hero? Just because he was on drugs and was a felon, do not make his life not important as yours. Everyone has someone in their family that struggles with drugs or made bad decisions, and went to prison doesn't mean they should pass on by the hands of an officer like that. I don't care how they worded it. He was unalive, begging for his life, and y'all see no problem with that. You can't believe in the Lord. If you don't see no problem with that, you cannot believe in the Lord. That's what they were trying to say. And I agree, because they're, but some of these are the same people who think it was okay for that woman to be calling that little boy the N-word. Okay. These are some of the same people who think that Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf should have went and told nobody. It was right that, Austin confronted Carmelo, and Carmelo should have just been the one to bag up. When in reality, Austin, he can talk, he can ask him, do he belong to the school? But once the boy said, no, he's not leaving, or make me leave, or whatever he said, then that's when Austin should have went and told the daggone coach. All right. And Carmelo could have done the same thing when they asked him. So these are the same type of people that don't see that. Okay. The same type of people raising kids and everything. This is exactly why their kids will go to school and do the most, when they should be going to tell the teachers, people who are trained to deal with this type of stuff, period. So you said, that's what I'm saying, they should get suspended. Now they should be suspended. So the same way we make slave owners heroes, right? Yeah, and they definitely did that. That's right. People are so hypocritical, okay? And that dude that we read about yesterday, who went inside of that club or restaurant or bar or whatever it was, and he looked like he was drunk, but he called, the people in the N-word, and they beat the crap out of him. You know what I'm saying? And now, they're saying that they may call it a hate crime, but the thing about it is the dude should never went in the club calling people the N-word, okay? Because everybody don't take to, kind with you using a racial slur, period. If the right person would have been there, when that lady was calling that little kid that, she would have got her tail beat. And that's on everything. Like I said, people are so hypocritical, it's ridiculous, okay? With some of the stuff they say. It just does not make any sense. Okay? Anyway, we're going to move on from this one right here and see what else we got. Then we're going to get out of here, guys. I think that's it, though, with the breaking news. I don't see too much anything else in here. So let's see. I don't see anything else in here besides. And like I said, Cassie did go to the hospital today. I'm guessing she had her baby already. Okay, so that's going to be it, you guys. I was just looking at everything right here. There's a lot of news article, but I'm not going to go over all of these. But we went over some of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight. So Jaheim, let me just tell you this. Jaheim was arrested, the singer. He was charged with animal cruelty, and this is his mugshot, I guess. I guess this is his mugshot right here. Jaheim, y'all remember him, the singer, right? R&B singer. Animal cruelty, you guys. Goodness. Let's see real quick. He has 6 charges of animal cruelty, okay? He was arrested and booked on May the 1st. They say he did not provide enough water, sanitary conditions, and ventilations for his dogs. Yeah, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs, maybe more. So he is out on bail. Okay, awaiting his trial and things like that, okay? So let's see what happened here. So listen to this one.
Today, a case with Atlanta ties is getting national attention. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is expected to announce a federal civil rights lawsuit on behalf of Airman Roger Fortson's family. Fortson was shot and killed last May inside his apartment by a Florida sheriff's deputy. 11 Alive's Dan Kennedy explains the claims in this new suit.
We are learning of at least 3 big claims, what we will hear about in that lawsuit today. Number 1, it will claim that the deputy used excessive and unconstitutional force in the shooting. Number 2, it will claim that the sheriff's office did not use proper training. And number 3, it will claim that the apartment complex where Fortson lived gave misleading and unverified information that led to all this. All this, by the way, captured on police
That's crazy.
From almost a year ago exactly.
Let's see.
May the 3rd of last year, 23-year-old Roger Fortson was inside his Florida apartment, a deputy responding to a domestic disturbance call. Fortson answered the door with a gun pointed at the ground, but the deputy opened fire, shooting and killing Fortson. It turns out he was in that apartment alone and on a FaceTime call with his girlfriend. And the U.S. Airman's family now still calling for justice.
We're not going to let them sleep. They're going to feel the same way we feel.
I heard that.
Hurt. He need to go to jail.
He sure does.
Prison.
Justice for Roger Fortson. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office originally said Eddie Duran, the deputy, fired in self-defense, but an internal investigation found his life was not in danger when he shot Fortson. Duran lost his job. He was charged with manslaughter. He's out on bond and due back in court in a couple of weeks. We are just hours away from hearing more about what is in Ben Crump's federal lawsuit. He'll be holding a news conference alongside the Fortson family at 2:15 this afternoon in Fort Walton, Florida. Reporting from outside McNair High School in DeKalb County, Dan Kennedy, 11 Alive News.
Okay, that's a sad, y'all. Okay, anyway, I may have to look that up and let y'all know more details about that maybe tomorrow. Let me just keep this so I can remember this dude's name.
Today, a case with
Let's keep
Atlanta
this.
ties is getting national
Okay.
attention.
So
Civil
yeah.
rights attorney
So
Ben
I'll probably
Crump
look
is
this up
expected
and tell y'all in detail what happened regarding this and go from there. Just keep you guys abreast of that one. Every day you see different situations like this. And over here we will, cover that. Hold on. But anyway, guys, we are getting ready to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches us in the replay over here in the chat. Thank you to, Thank you to Jermaine, like always. And thank you to Most Hated Bronze. Thanks to Tony Bands. I think that was it in Black Vigilance. J4, thank you to J4. And Black Vigilance TV. All right. And again, thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll be back with Diddy Day 11 recap. Y'all don't forget the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And make sure you share and leave a comment. And thank you guys so much. All right, so we're going to leave out of here, guys, with that song playing again, my new intro and outro for this late night live. All right? All right. Let me take this down first, guys. Y'all have a good night and happy and blessed Wednesday to you guys as well. And I'll see y'all tomorrow or later on today, as they say. It's 10:30 out here on the West Coast, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, so it's still early out here. I'm just glad I was able to come here and do this live earlier versus late. So now when I come back, I just take a shower and lay down and watch TV. All right, so let me go ahead and put this up here and take all this down. to move all this. This was a good live tonight, so thank y'all again. We're going to change all this. Again, let's put this up here. It's a lot of stuff I have to go through looking at this stuff. And there you go. All right, guys, let me go ahead and put this song going, and we are getting ready to get out of here. Let me turn this, mute this. Now I got to share it, and hopefully I don't put the wrong song up. So if I do, just bear with it because I have to change it. All right, good night, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you for watching Shades Tube, and I am out, y'all. Out, y'all. Out, y'all. Let me see if I can pick the right one. I think it's this one. Let's see. Let's see. It may not be the right one. Let's see.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, 5 on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I lacked game, and back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's Tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's Tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's Tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Good night, and thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and y'all take care and happy and blessed Wednesday. This is Shay's Tube, and I am out. Good night, y'all. Peace out.